Can we just take 5 seconds? Can we just take 5 seconds to appreciate how fucking hot that I am? Wow. They be like, don't hurt him, Sammy, but bitch, I might. Wait for it. Like, a really traumatic situation where this guy, where he was just, like, so fucking horrible to me, and he just treated me like a stupid black bitch. And it was, like, so painful for me, and everybody was like, well, you're the fucking dumbass because you stayed, and you're just a stupid black bitch because you let him treat you like one. And, like, I know that the situation was my fault because I should have just left, but, like, it really fucking hurt because, like, I had sex with him and he basically just, like, used me for sex. He was, like, white guy in a frat. And so, basically, I ended up seeing him at Target when I was there with my old best friend, like, at the time. And he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wouldn't say anything. It was like he was ashamed of me and just, like, embarrassed. Which is, like, how most people get about me. And it was, like, so fucking painful. And so I stood up for myself and said what I needed to say to him. And he ran away from me when I was speaking to him. And my friend was like, that's humiliating. Like, she was like, you just embarrass yourself. And, like, that's pathetic for you as a black woman to do something that stupid. Like, it hurt so fucking bad because I wasn't even worth being looked in the eye. Like, it hurt so fucking bad. And looking back, and that was the guy, like, when I asked him to stop during sex, he held me down. Like, that happened a few months after the Target situation. And I was, like, telling my friends, I was like, I'm just fed up being treated like this. It's like every person that I would run into would do this shit to me, like, take advantage of me. And they were like, we just don't be a stupid black bitch with a fat ass. And it was, like, so painful for me. Because I feel like if I tell anybody, they'll just tell me to stop being a stupid slut. And it's like, this is, like, the last place. Because, like, I can't talk to my friends about it. Like, I can't talk to my parents about this. And, like, my therapist doesn't understand. Like, I had so much pain right now. Like, it was already difficult enough as it is. Like, I
Wow. Sounds like she's really been through it, huh? You know, we as Western men have to be very careful who it is we offer our sympathy to and just how much of it we give to them as well. You gotta be mindful, gentlemen, because at the end of the day, these women bring a lot of these actions and a lot of these turmoils and traumas on themselves. Despite the people who love them's best objections, despite their best efforts, they walk right into the lion's den, use A1 steak sauce as perfume, and expect not to get eaten. This woman, at the beginning of the video, she was really feeling herself. Her after picture, all done up, hair done, makeup all over her face. Meanwhile, in the background, she couldn't take the time to change out a 9-volt battery in her smoke detector. Simple things that so many modern women just refuse to do. And then the truth of the matter comes out. The real her is crying. Matter of fact, let me stop doing that. That's not crying. That's face leaking on camera for TikTok in her car. No makeup, no fake lashes, no hair weave, just a before picture. Not feeling so high and mighty in that front seat. And, you know, she's going on and on about this guy, this Brad, this Chad, who straight banged her out, tossed it to the side. See, guys, for all my guys who aren't black watching this video, to all my new guys watching this video, welcome. Hit that like button. You may or may not be aware of a movement within a small percentage of black female circles called the divesting movement. Basically, without getting too far into the weeds, it's a bunch of black women who look at white men as the savior of all things, and that black men are beneath them, and therefore they should be avoiding us at all costs. Now me, I've dated interracially before. I'll probably do it again. I got no issue with that. My issue is always with the divestment crowd, that you get over there and you start talking this craziness about your own people, and therefore what you inevitably end up doing is you give the people on the other side. And you guys know I don't play that racist shit, not on my channel. I love my white subscribers. You guys are always welcome here. Some of you guys have been here from day one. I'm glad you're here. But these are the same kind of women who will do anything at all Brad tells them to do, no matter how disgusting or whatever. Ghetto gaggers type shit. But when it comes to a black man, she won't make him a sandwich because that's oppression. She called herself a stupid black bitch and, a sleut, if you will, among other things. I'm going to tell you guys right now, she wasn't raised to speak about herself that way. That's probably what she was called while he was clapping her cheeks. Guys, these women like her, they get with these white guys who are, at a predominantly white university. These are some very connected guys. We're talking blue bloods, deep old money in these fraternities. And this guy is probably top dog at the frat. This chick is a social climber, fellas. She wants to be on somebody's arm. See, in the divestment circles, having access to the white man is a true flex, a status symbol, if you will. Access to being on his arm at different black tie functions, access to his semen for mixed babies with green eyes and curly hair. These children become effectively props all over social media. Again, as if to say, hey, I got me one, ladies. And black women, unfortunately, clap and cheer and you go girl, all that shit. But let a handsome, well-muscled, highly successful, rich black man get with a woman of any other race. Not just white women, certainly, but any other race. And these exact same women got all kinds of smoke for them. If women didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have standards at all. So this chick meets this guy at Target. And she goes off on him and yada, yada. I can't believe you. My man just walked away. You got time for this shit. You know what it is. You are a sex doll that breathes. That's how I treat you. That's how I speak to you. And I promise you guys, she is getting degraded. I would be willing, and I'm not a gambling man, but I would be willing to bet you any amount of money. This man that she's crying her eyes out in the front seat of her car trained her past her gag reflex. I can tell you right now, I'd be willing to testify under oath. He's had full access repeatedly to every moist hole God gave her and both nips. I promise you, 100% chance he put the balls of her feet to that headboard and dug her out. A few times. He walked right away. And she's all embarrassed, crying her eyes out. And her friends telling her, you stupid for keeping going back to this guy. So she goes back to this guy. And it sounds like he took it from her in that future interaction. That's what it sounded like to me. I don't know what you guys heard. Go back and listen to it for yourself. It sounds like he pinned her down and took it from her. And she still went back over and over again. And this would be the same chick that demanded some guy she don't really like that take her on dinner dates. Meanwhile, Chad clapped her cheeks for free of charge. This guy and so many other guys just like him ran through this chick like prune juice and passed her around like a blunt. Meanwhile, her body count is steady rising while she getting dug out down to the gristle. This is a habit, guys. How sorry are we supposed to feel for this outcry for help? She's got family. She won't tell them. She won't talk to her friends. This chick is in therapy, won't tell her therapist about it. But she's crying on the internet. Guys, Socrates himself tried to warn us several thousands of years ago in ancient Greece. Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will. Women will use tears, guys, as an opportunity to evoke sympathy, to, spur men to action on her behalf. Go beat this guy up. He hurt my fee-fees. Well, he wouldn't have access to you if you didn't give it to him. And his friends, because my guess is she's a frat chaser. She's a social climber. Hypergamy, run amok. Because these guys in that frat are probably, again, heavily connected. They're probably going to be finance guys or lawyers or doctors. They're probably going to be captains of industry. They probably are the sons of guys who have businesses back home or well established. All they got to do is step into the role once dad retires. And she wants to be on the arm on these high income white guys. She speaks like a valley girl. The whole facade is all in place for a woman like this, guys. And she thinks by giving herself and every moist hole God gave her to guys like this, including the guy she's talking about in the video, that he's going to just give her some commitment. No. Women are the gatekeepers of all sexual contact. Anything other than that is a federal crime in almost every jurisdiction. Men are the gatekeepers to all relationship titles. Just because you gave that dude the cheeks doesn't mean he owes you access to the country club. Doesn't mean he owes you access to Jared to go ring shopping. That's not what that means. And she found the hard way. And because he played the game better than she did, because he threw her away like something he could just fuck on and toss to the side of the road, she feels like she was cheated out the deal. No, you already knew what time it was. This guy is I gotta imagine, this guy's probably a top shelf Chad, a top shelf Brad, a top shelf Trevor. This dude's probably the captain of the water polo team. Perfect Colgate white smile. You know what I'm saying? Not a hair out of place. Cover GQ magazine type dude. And you are punching way above your weight class. Because again, we've seen you with all the post-production. We've seen you with somebody else's hair. We've seen you with the Maybelline. We've seen you with the push-up bra and the waist trainer. We've seen you with all that goofy shit. And we've also seen you in the front seat of your car with a fucking bonnet on your head and no makeup nowhere. We've seen you. The real you. Trust me. When it comes down to getting married, if this guy ever will, he probably will because it's socially acceptable in those circles to get married right out of college. And if it happens for him, why would he pick you when he could pick Becky? Why would he pick you when he could pick Stacy? He ain't got to explain shit to mom and dad when he brings Stacy home. Stacy's one of us. And I know it's the 21st century. I know it's 2024 at the time I'm filming this video. But come on, man. Let's keep some realities real. Fellas, the moral of the story for the day is simple. We have to be mindful that when a girl is complaining about this guy treated her like garbage, because chances are this dude dug her out so deep that he actually became her brand new sexual imprint. That's probably the reason why she can't stay away from this guy. Even though she know what time it is, even though she knows there's no future here. You are specifically TTP, testicular target practice. And she knows this. That's how he speaks to her. That's how he treats her. I promise you, he makes her call herself his little black WHORE while he's banging her. I promise you, he is walking her around with a dog collar all throughout that frat house, butt naked, and they hooting and hollering and throwing who knows what at her. You already know. That's the kind of dynamic this type of thing happens in, and she thought she was going to rise to the top like cream. Sorry, sweetheart. If we're honest about it, you're a little too dark to be cream, so it's up to you. But I'm done feeling sorry for these kind of women, fellas, because for every chick on the internet crying, which is a sad damn shame, any woman on the internet crying should be taken with a grain of salt and viewed with the highest level of scrutiny. Is from the time she got her first menstrual cycle all the way up to that video of her ugly crying in her car. My question is, how many guys, good men, has she friend zoned along? How many men has she ghosted who asked her on a date? How many men has she used for a foodie call if she even went date in the first place? Nah, bro. No mercy. No thank you.